Hey everybody, my name is Jerry Jensen and I want to talk to you about something that happened during the history of theater, particularly in a time that's called the Restoration Period. Now, what the Restoration Period is back in England, in like the 1640s, they got rid of their king. They didn't want to be ruled by kings or queens anymore, and so they got rid of them. And then they had a government that was kind of governed by the people, particularly with one man in particular. His name was Oliver Cromwell. Anyway, so he was in charge, but then eventually he died, and the people decided that they wanted a king again. And so they invited the kings and queens back into England, and they were ruled by kings and queens once again. And when the people in England invited the kings back, that's what's called the Restoration Period, because the kings and queens were restored to England. But during this time in theater, see, before the Restoration, and when Oliver Cromwell was in charge, he had a lot of rules that everybody needed to follow. And they were very, there was a lot of different rules, and so there's a lot of things that people couldn't do. It's very similar to at times with your parents telling you things that you can and you can't do. Oliver Cromwell was the same way. He kept telling the people he was in charge of, you can do this, but you can't do that. And so there's all these rules, and so when the kings came back, all of those rules went away and people could do what they wanted. They weren't those rules anymore. They could stay up late. They could have as much candy as they want, basically. And so that was very reflective in their plays. The plays concerned a lot of subject material that was things that they weren't allowed to do when Oliver Cromwell was there. And so I just think it's very interesting as a people, when there's all those rules and there's things that we can't do, as soon as we can do them, we like to do it as much as we can. We'd like to eat as much candy as we can once we're allowed. And so that's just something that I thought was very interesting and reflective in the plays and the history of theater during the Restoration period. Anyways, but I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will just talk to you later.